Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, the Companions of Fate finally got back to where it all began, the sandbowl town of Brenton, then headed straight to Lordkeeper Bolin to discuss matters of a mysterious cult that had been troubling the lands. After updating Bolin on the fortunate and swift end of the Herons, talks turned to history of Duke, your Leonin ally who split from you earlier than agreed upon. You then made your way to Sierra and made a phenomenal business investment, as you bought a few items and also began talks of a contract to invest in his trade, whatever that may lead to. Once you had tied things up with Sierra, you all found yourselves heading into Erig's abandoned hovel, finding it laden with traps and contraptions to cease anyone or any creature from entering. Now, as all three of you stand within the dusty, dark shack of a home, light barely peeking in from the 4 open window panes and now open door, almost projecting shafts of dust-infused light. Just as you had begun to find numerous traps here and there from the stairs to the front door, and terror continued mocking the creature who had assembled them. Between the grunts of pain from Gerald, after triggering that last trap just halfway up the stairs, and terror mocking again, you hear a slight shuffle and a voice. "Why are you in my home?" And this is where we pick it up.
Just want to say they should have done a better job. That's why I'm just saying.
Is this voice coming from? Above, below, around?
Roll a perception check for me with disadvantage, since it was just one short phrase.
Did we all hear it, or was
Yes.
it just
All of you heard it.
That's a
yeah?
8.
8. Close, but not there.
Did it sound like it was like in our brain, like
No.
how I do minds?
It sounded
Like it came from a source.
It sounded audible.
Okay. Is a majority of the house made out of wood?
Yeah.
Okay.
This could be interesting how that's going. But
Just so I have an idea.
as we're hearing that, then, are you Eric?
No response.
I'll say that is a yes.
Definitely. We kind of get why the house is booby trapped, but there's a high chance that he's already here and just waiting for you.
He is not here. I have looked.
Oh. In which case, why don't you come out a sec then?
No response.
You know who we're on about, though. Oh, God. Sorry. You know who we're on about, though. And do you not want at least some help? All we ask are for you to fill in the blanks over what happened.
Blanks of memories from my past. Is that what you're asking me for?
Essentially, yes. A lot of people, or at least somebody, has gone for a lot of trouble to potentially frame you. I want to know why.
What do you really want? You will find no coin here.
We
We're not
really
looking at
have
the
no
coin.
need. Yeah. Listen to her. We have no need.
Who has sent you?
We
Ourselves?
decided to come
Oh, yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We wanted to give you a heads up, per se. To say if he's not already here, good luck. That's why we've come to try help. But if you don't want us to help, we can leave. We're not obliged to stay here. Or do you want to help? Because he seemed very angry. Very angry.
We also want to know what happened at the temple. Why the husks appeared. Who caused it, and why?
Give me a show of faith. Otherwise you know nothing.
Show of faith?
Why should I trust you?
We can leave and you could possibly die. Is that enough faith?
We all die someday.
That is true, but people have life plans.
When we were out in the desert, we were attacked by someone using a weapon. We found a similar weapon, one that had the signature on it of AG.
B.
B.
E.g.
At this point, I'll just sort of put my hands up, away from my weapons. We're not here to start anything. We want to know what's going on.
Roll a persuasion
Why-
check.
God, I rolled high. 17.
17. Keep your hands away from your weapons. And we will talk. Sit down.
Is there anywhere that isn't booby trapped?
Sit.
I'll just
I'll
take
sit
a seat.
on the floor.
On the steps it
I'm
is.
Will there be any
just
seat?
to where I am.
I'll just sit where I am. And yeah, I'll just sit on the floor.
Alright.
Move.
So Gerald, you sit on the steps and you kind of mind your feet from those floorboards that are both dangled down, and you've stuffed with there was a brick, I remember.
We put anything in them?
Either way, you're just mindful of your feet as you're sitting on the bottom step.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the trap.
And Rayloff and Tara, as you both sit down to the floor, you look to the dining table,
Yeah.
and underneath, it's all dusty with parchment covering it, just smattered over. And as you sit down, you notice on the two seats furthest away from you, facing pretty much in your direction, from the back wall towards the front door, you see small metal contraptions that, just at a glance with your passive perception, looks very similar to something that Duke had in the back of his waistcoat. And you see, just with the light, very light pieces of thread attaching from a small pulling mechanism on the device to the chair, or the chairs.
Sounds.
And just as you look over and you catch that small little glint of light just shimmering off of the thread and off of the contraptions,
Yeah.
all of you hear just by the door as you see the oil lamp or sorry, you see a small little candlestick just on the ground.
With that, I'd like to run.
Gerald, you bolt. Were you bolting for the door?
No, I'm bolting up and away from that thing, and then going to try and get out the window that way.
Okay. You get up, and as you're getting up and you're moving away, you hear the voice. What was that?
Wait, that wasn't you? As I'm still heading towards that window.
Yeah, as you're partly coming through the window. Who is that?
I'll just be more eyes aiming towards this, where the door was. I have no idea.
Well, something just knocked off one of your candlesticks.
You want our help or not?
Yes. Go and find out what that is.
I'm not going to set anything off going outside, am I? I'll start kind of like re-getting up.
Do not touch the handrails on the porch.
Okay.
Sort of get close to the window, sort of still staying close to the floor. I'll sort of raise up to the window.
Yeah. I'll like push it to Mogwai. Mogwai, stay safe. I'm gonna slide, put him down next to the house. Don't move. Okay. I'm going to get my horse staff, get near the door, pretty much the doorknob or the door handle or whatever, and kind of like back towards the wall, slowly open it and see if I can see anything through that little glimpse of door reopening.
Okay, so... Sorry.
Sam?
So you go to the door, and
yeah.
as you just as you make your way with your staff out, you begin to step, and as you do, and you just like trip over something that isn't there, almost like catching yourself at the door and almost bumping into a form that you can't see just next to the table.
Like I've touched something and it's stopped me before I should have touched it.
Yeah, you're in an empty space and you feel something just as you bump into it, something that you can't see.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to like push the object that is invisible towards the middle of the room that we were in.
Okay,
and to see if it would
roll an attack for me. An unarmed attack.
Unarmed. Oh, nice roll! 19 plus 4 is 23.
That definitely hits.
Yeah.
As you and you shove.
Yeah.
You push down a form, and the invisibility wavers away, and you see the cracked glasses looking up at you as Theron's thick black hair swoops across his head.
Hey guys, what can I say?
Stop at his face.
Hey, there's no need for that kind of thing.
Who is that?
An idiot.
What
are you doing here, Theron?
I'm just keeping an eye on you guys.
I'll put the staff in the other hand and I'll kind of help to pick him up. Like to grasp up.
Thank you.
What is this one?
Good job you missed.
Do I trust him?
Probably best not trust me.
Yeah, probably
At
so.
least I'm honest about my distrust.
This isn't helping.
I
You can
believe
trust
that
that he
you
won't attack with us. We won't attack you. We just want to know what's going on.
I think you all should be grateful I do not attack you.
Maybe, maybe not.
You would be 4-on-1. 5 with Mogwai.
And you just hear a... You think he is dangerous?
Yo, he's deadly. If anything, he could beat all 5 of us against himself.
Can we not escalate things more?
That's how terrifying he is, but he loves me, so he wouldn't fight me.
Especially if
Just
we polymorph him into a dragon.
blankly just looking at. You don't even have to turn him into a dragon. He's fierce on his own. I'll take that as like a mini intimidating, but trying to persuade him into
Roll an intimidation check for me.
like don't fucking start anything because he will eat your face. Intimidation. Plus one, it's 13. It's not too bad.
13.
He's kind, fluffy.
Yeah, Mogwai kind of just gets like a bit of a stance,
Yeah.
puffs his chest out and beak up.
Yeah. I'm a hard nut. He's vicious.
Your beast would die in seconds.
He won't.
Nobody is hurting Mogwai, and Joe's gonna come down the stairs to at least see. And Theron, we are now partners in crime even more now. You owe me 250 gold.
I should have stayed invisible then, shouldn't I?
Congratulations. Now I get free drinks wherever I go.
Yeah, pretty much.
Getting back to the matter at hand.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The gold thing is quite a big issue for me.
If you wish to talk amongst yourselves, leave.
Well, you're not
Okay,
giving us any help here to...
Okay,
I can't even
where's
see
the...
it.
Okay, let's do this with equivalent exchange. Do you want anything that we can provide, or a service, and then you give us what we want?
I need of nothing.
You say that, but
literally need
everybody needs.
I had something. No, I don't.
Is
Well
that
done.
the axe in the door and the darts in the window?
Something
Yes, you don't
much
have
more
them.
important than that.
What is this?
You said you had questions. Ask me.
Do you not see the face that we're asking these questions to?
I do not trust any of you.
He's got a point.
It's true, but why should
Tara.
we? Why should we trust the
Tara.
one person?
We need
That's. Why should we trust the one person that gets out alive compared to all the gods through the what are they called? The caravans. Why were you the only one going to be here? We managed to stop it. That's one question.
The husks and everything else was not on me.
Nothing
Yeah,
was to say it was on you. But we were. The question is, why were you the only one to get out?
I was not the only one. Ask me something else.
You just answered a question that needs a follow-up question. Who else came out with you?
Ask me something else.
Okay, who
So
else
either you
came
do-
out with you?
So either you don't want to tell us who it was, or he
I will-
won't.
I will tell you in time. Ask me something else or leave.
I will wait 3 seconds and then I will ask the question again.
Jared will actually interrupt before this.
Okay.
What is the AB Rotary Mark II?
Ask me another question.
It is a weapon designed for catastrophe.
Oh, he told us.
And who has access to it?
I cannot tell you.
Me and
Am I right?
him.
And him being,
You know who I am talking about.
and with prestidigitation, I do a little drum roll.
And it's safe to say then you were the one who attacked us before with what I would assume is that weapon.
Even if I said no, would you believe me?
Well, it's a 50-50 chance.
Well, it's either you or him. And to be honest, we don't know who to trust.
Not anymore.
I have not
Listen,
left
guys.
this home in months.
I know, I can tell by the smell.
I'd like to insight it as well, just to make sure.
Well, an
I
insight
was
check
going to
for
say
me.
that as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Both roll insight for me.
Yeah.
Oh, me as well.
No, not you, you dick.
Oh.
Great. 14.
I
got
haven't done a roll for so long.
I got 19.
Just
Sorry.
roll.
Nice.
I rolled a 17 and it was +2.
Awesome. Okay, it's 19 and 17.
While they're doing this, can I investigate? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
It is booby trapped. The whole house.
It wasn't 19, 17, sorry.
Oh,
It's
okay.
15 on mine.
Can I make a quick investigation check for any traps that I can see
Yeah,
around
sure.
here?
Yeah, roll investigation for me. Both of you sense just in the waver of his voice that he's trying to deceive.
And this house must have some secret bunker then for all of your supplies and everything to keep you here.
I make do with what I have.
With what comes from the caravans? Or what came from the caravans?
I do not know what you are talking about.
The previous question? And my question.
How about
If
what
you're,
you
the,
can
if you're the
tell
only
us?
one alive, but all the caravans have died, there's only one place he either goes to. He either goes to Heron's, which we sorted, and we know they didn't have it. So
Are you not
the only
knowledgeable
outcomes.
to the husks that were there?
Oh, we know, and we got rid of them. We are powerful.
How did
How?
you do that?
That little guy, the fluffy one, we threatened me with earlier.
Exactly. He's vicious.
Yes.
Oh, but
Yeah. I wouldn't even
I-
stroke him. I'll kind of like go to stroke him, and then when he goes, I'll kind of like. Yeah.
By the way,
just put on a.
by the way, I'll go invisible again.
Okay. You see Theron just...
I made an investigation check of 14 plus 7 for traps.
Awesome, so
And
21.
can I make another investigation check? Or well, it's up to you, innit? I'm basically looking for where he could be coming from. Is there any sneaky
Okay,
places?
so the investigation check for traps, you see the similar contraptions under the table. You notice the axe on the door that was already triggered, the ones by the stairs, the ones up in the picture frames. You also notice that there is a fairly deep shelf just on the very bottom of the fireplace, almost hidden behind the pile of coal, but just a weirdly deep shelf just at the bottom.
Okay.
And
Can
perception check
can I-
if you want to listen out to hear and attempt to see where he is.
Oh, it's all right. Can I prestidigitate a fire where the coals are? Can you do that with that? I don't.
You can, yeah, you can create a small flame, I think. Or you can, no,
Yeah.
you can.
You can start
you
a
can,
flame.
Or is it you can make
Oh,
flames
like-
grow or dissipate?
You
Or is
can
it-
make a shower of sparks, puff of odor, stuff like that. Instantly light or snuff
Yeah.
out candle, torch, or small campfire.
Yeah.
So you can if you count coals as small campfire.
Yeah. All of you hear, and as a small little flame in the fireplace grows, behind the flame, you just hear a slight, and just a weird explosion, and you hear as just darts line the top of the ceiling. Just sharp, almost like a mix between the pallets that you've seen from the firearms, as well as just razor sharp pins that have all shot up.
I'm gonna turn my head towards Theron. You're gonna get us killed.
Hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, you're still here, but we might die.
I haven't done anything. Okay, I'll let
You
fire.
can't complain at him for setting off a trap. We've all done this now.
I just want to say that it also failed. What? Turns around, darts all in the back.
You wish to ask me anything more? Or you wish to mess around inside my home?
A little bit of both.
Really
to
at
be
home
honest.
if you can't do anything without being fucking shot.
He has a point.
You can if you know where to look. And where to move. Tell me. What do you
Okay,
really want
let
to
me.
know?
Okay then. Since you're not going to tell us who the big bad is here, how about we ask you where he is?
I hope he is in a hole. But I know he isn't.
So where do you know where he is?
I do not know where he is.
Come on, a man of your talents.
If you says that you've looked around for him and you know that he's not here, you said previously you haven't left here in months. Surely you just counted your own assumption? So you have left, or have you not? Are you lying to us? You must be.
And these lies don't bode well for a truthful exchange and a happy
No.
exchange between us.
Exactly.
Can I just
Both.
can I keep on looking around, investigating to see if I can find anywhere potentially where he is?
Well, as he keeps speaking, roll a perception check for me.
Oh, so much.
Both Tara and Gerald.
Yeah.
Both of you roll a persuasion check, or one with advantage.
Yes. I'm gonna say, Gerald, you use advantage.
Okay.
Probably
Then,
for the best.
14
You think
plus
the plus
3.
9 is going to help you a bit better?
17.
Just time. I'm thinking,
So, Theron, you definitely figure out he's either in this room or possibly upstairs and just muttering through some of the gaps in the floorboard ceiling above you.
So there is gaps in the floorboard.
Very,
ceiling.
very slight. Not so much that you can see through, but just slight enough that you could be able to hear what's above and below.
Okay, I'll let them do some talking while I'll have a look at my spell list.
Okay.
please
That
use
is
the
a
word fireball.
22 in total.
I use fire, but no, I'm joking. I don't have it.
Gerald and Tara,
Yeah.
after both of you speak. Fine. I have left this home.
There you go. When?
2 months ago.
What did you do 2 months ago?
I went back to the temple.
Did you find
What?
an item?
No,
No.
I was looking for
You
her.
find an ogre.
Looking for.
I was looking for her.
Is it the? I just want to ask. The photo that Gerald looked at. Did we all have a kind of an idea that it was there, just not a fast detail of, or was it just Gerald? If so, I won't say anything. If it's not, yes, I won't say anything about this.
right now, because you are still towards like the center of the room and you haven't kind of creeped around that corner for the stairs. Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
saw the trap. I'd say you spotted it just out the corner of your eye. It's not hard to pick out.
Yeah.
Especially if you get to the bottom of the stairs and you just look
Yeah.
kind of up here, you see it. It's
Yeah. Okay. I'll be like, was it kind of like arching my arm around, but pointing kind of up towards the stairs? That person?
yes.
Because if you want to know what we know, we were told she was already dead. But if you went looking for her, then clearly she wasn't.
I went looking for where he had took her away from me.
So, let's make a deal. We find her, you give us info.
You won't find her.
How much you betting? You didn't find me until somebody stumbled on me.
As much coin as you have, and then I will throw it all in a well.
Luckily for him, he's got none.
Oh, how do you know?
I know everything.
If you
Plus,
say
my boy
so.
told me. I told you, he's not just vicious, he's a genius. Yeah. A vicious genius.
I agree with you. A
Yeah,
lot more
yeah.
clever than you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna punch you later.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So, why did he take her? Can we not just have like a civil conversation? It's your house. Talk to your face.
And I used Oh, can I detect thoughts, or do I have to see him?
You have to see him.
You have to see the target.
Oh, rude.
No.
Yeah, alright.
We will keep talking like this.
For all eternity, it seems.
Could you at least tell us the direction we should be looking? And then at least I'm not just talking to a random wall. As much as I like these
Look straight ahead.
walls. Okay, I'm gonna perception to try to
Oh,
see
a
exactly.
dart goes in your face.
Yeah, I don't care. I know the general direction now. I'm gonna actively look for
Sure,
him
roll a perception
while we
check for
talk.
me, yeah.
And as he's doing
To know
that,
what happened. Go on.
Perception.
I'll let you finish
No,
up.
sorry. No, sorry.
23 with the perception.
Do you want to know what possibly has happened to her?
I know what happened to her. I was there when it happened. I went back to find her.
Does it involve a tower?
Tower. What kind of tower?
No. One of the towers of the temple.
Oh, that's fine then. It's not. It's
Because-
not the tower I was looking for.
If it does, we have the information you seek.
She was taken away from me inside the cave. I went back to her 2 months later, and she was not where she fell. Now tell me of
Can I,
this tower.
We found the tower. We thought it was the entrance to the temple. Obviously, not quite. But as we investigated, we found we moved some sand and a lot more sand to eventually discover a opening and a
I thought
corpse.
you were going to say more sand.
Oh yes.
There was more sand. This corpse was of a Leonin. There were evidence of scratch marks against the walls. And they clearly suffered.
She never suffered while I was there.
And the person we are on about, he took her skull.
That disgusting bastard.
What was the name?
You already know him. Otherwise you wouldn't be here.
I'll
I said what?
step towards Theron, and I'll whisper in his ear, like not in his ear, but like
Why don't you just
explain.
use your telepathy?
I could, but I'm just going to actively because I'm trying to look for where he is. I'm kind of like
Also,
looking still this way.
Tarek,
Yeah.
you don't see anything.
Okay, that's fine. I'll still keep my eyes in that direction. He's on about Duke. I don't know if that picked it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, so
I'll mind thinking.
yeah,
Why? What the fuck's happened to Duke?
it's a long story. Very long story.
What was it? Us or
It
something
was
else?
all him. I'll do this to while we lost him. It was all him.
Shit. Okay.
It could be. And then I'll just.
But by the way, both our characters are doing this.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd just be a conversation, but it'll just be like while we're using. We'll do that.
Sort of like mental constipation.
Yeah.
As
Theron-
doing that meant
Theron, are you still invisible?
he
No,
cast a spell, didn't he?
I thought I can just generally.
If
I know
you're invisible and you use a spell, it dissipates. Same as if you make an attack.
I think it's just telepathy because there is detect thoughts, but that's not a part of the detect thoughts.
No, I mean, so you're visible now because you cast prestidigitation while you're invisible.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did. Yeah.
But just so we all know, because I was wondering if you were still invisible.
that you're
Only-
not.
But
No, can't cast any spells.
no,
While
when you
invisible.
cast a spell, make an attack, or take damage that
Yeah,
way.
That's
you-
alright. Sorry, I was standing
Greater
in one spot,
invisibility to do
invisible
that.
anyway.
That's okay. Yeah. But yeah,
You can
so
do a
you check.
concentration spell before you turn invisible, then turn invisible and keep concentration. And that doesn't affect it.
Damn it,
I'm
Theron.
saying that it helps right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sound. I was standing in one place anyway.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
As doing
So,
that
It
telepathy.
was pretty useless.
See, so we do have some information, and we are of use to you.
You know that creeping little snake took her away from me and then moved her body, so I wouldn't find her.
Oh, I thought he was on about me then.
You are creepy and annoying.
Oh, but not a snake. Thank you.
Not
That's
yet.
actually quite nice. Oh. I don't have to be a snake. I can be a
You-
useful snake.
I do have a question.
What?
Are you adopted or are they adopted?
Why would you ask?
Because off the photo you don't look like them, and I'm trying to put this in the nicest way. They look lionistic, or is that the right term? Where
I was a friend
I
with
would've
nowhere else to go.
that's perfectly fine, I'm just saying that if they were adopted into your family, it is probably more chance of it being her over, like, his parents. That's what I was thinking.
So what do you even hope? You're going to live in this shack with a ton of traps, carefully stepping your way around the smallest little spot every single day for the rest of your pathetic existence at this rate?
It looks like it,
Or, or are you going to come out and actually face some fears and deal with this problem?
and we can help you.
There is no facing fears.
Are you not doing very well? You're not very facing fears
You
wherever
can
you
all,
are.
Listen to
you,
me.
you,
There are no fears to face. I voted us the only thing that I cared about, and now I'm making sure I'm ready.
so why don't you just kill yourself if it's that bad? If you have nothing. Is that obviously something you're clinging onto? Or else you wouldn't be alive.
Vengeance. I am going to
Exactly.
take him with me.
Exactly. So why don't we help you out with that?
You don't seem of help to me.
So what's the loss? We get killed in the process.
I do not need more blood on my hands.
We'll be freely giving this
Oh,
blood.
Don't tell that, Gerald.
suicide with a conscience.
don't talk blood with Gerald. You'll be happy.
Oh yeah,
What's that
good point.
supposed to mean, Tara?
Stop collecting vials of blood.
So how are you going to get this revenge if you're stuck in here? If they know that you're stuck in here, they won't do anything. They'll just let you live your pathetic life out, knowing that you're in here.
And if it was him that used the weapon on us, to you, you're screwed here.
Archibald
Yeah, that's
used
also
that
true.
weapon on you.
He did. We, victorious, as per usual.
I almost died.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We were victorious with no scrapes.
After I almost died.
I'm gonna stamp my foot on the floor.
Tara stamps on a trap.
Yeah, that's my whole foot's gone. No.
It was worth it.
Okay.
So the machine works.
Okay. It does.
He's
Let me
managed to
level
make
with
it
you.
work.
If we
It
weren't
almost-
so fast. If you're stuck behind, I'm assuming, this wall, and he fires it here, you're screwed, man. You're screwed, man. There's no getting out of that unless you got a hidden basement, and that's protected.
That weapon.
Eron goes to look for a hidden basement.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me.
The one that was made. Do you have one?
15.
No.
Work on it together.
Well, like I said, we managed to get some parts for one of the weapons. We're not sure if it's the same one, but surely more firepower would help you.
I have enough.
Surely you'd appreciate more.
Why do you
Why
all
don't you
think
give
that?
me one? Sorry, no, go on.
From what we can tell, well, unless either you're lying to us anyway, and it was you who was been causing problems for the town, or Duke was the one who was doing it.
And also our friend is missing.
Right here, guys.
Not you, the other one. Bar.
The other friend.
Which one?
The
The
non
giant
Right.
ogre.
What?
The one who we befriended.
What?
I
Bars
know
got
you.
missing?
Yes!
Yes. I think you would have noticed if he was with us.
But
Yeah,
you
I've been-
wouldn't!
Wasn't with him at the time.
So we have a
Yes,
vested
you've seen him before, but not.
we have a
I
vested interest in this being dealt with. The town has a vested interest in this being dealt with, one way or another.
swear to God, DM, if Bar dies,
You're telling me that Archibald stole an ogre from you?
Yes. A very peaceful, friendly ogre.
who's Archibald?
He is
That's
Duke.
Old? Oh,
I forget sometimes you've been away too long.
Like I said, big story. Long story. I don't even bother saying that in. What's it? Big story.
Your friend was
Okay.
there and then he wasn't.
Yes.
why did he have split personality?
Archibald has probably replicated a few of my designs. Again.
So you know some of its weaknesses, if it has any.
I know some of his tools.
Are you going to tell us?
Are you going to ask?
Could we know if you know any of their any of his tools, and if there's any weaknesses to them?
There are weaknesses to all of them, and chances of them malfunctioning. They are solid pieces of machinery, but all have a chance to fail and falter.
Is there any way we can increase that chance?
No.
I
Like
bet you
said,
there is.
they are impressive pieces of machinery and rotary, clockwork,
The-
and gunpowder.
I've seen good pieces of machinery, but usually not weapons.
He must have.
How impressive are we? Sorry.
Very impressive.
You know the gunpowder? What's that?
It is black powder. Upon compression or impact, it ignites.
Do you have to have this in the weapon itself, or do you have to have it out of the weapon?
Inside.
Okay.
But to take your friend away, he must have replicated my capsules. Small cylinders that are thrown at an unsuspecting target. And there is a chance that their soul and body can be ripped away from this plane and trapped inside it.
He definitely had something like that.
Well, if he had that or some, who knows who he has in his bag? Do you want me to tell you why all of this happened?
Yes.
Yes, please.
That is some part of the information exchange.
Me, Archibald, and Clarabelle all went to the temple. We were looking to research the artifact that was inside.
What kind of artifact?
The one that summoned the
One you
husks.
see.
The artifact that I know that you have stopped. The one that created all of the husks and destroyed them all. Me and Clarabelle went in, Archibald following us closely. Few disturbances, but a few giant rats or spiders, nothing we couldn't handle. We find this artifact. Me and Claire wanted to study He wanted to push the boundaries of what we were set out to do. It began to emit light and a whir, and a column of light shot through the ceiling. I told him not to mess with that stone tablet, but he would not listen. Curiosity got the better of him.
Isn't that what happened to me?
Can I insight that?
Roll inside check.
While there's a small break in conversation, I'll say to him, did you know that? Do you think that he suffers from a different personality? Because when we saw him for the second time, he acted strange and weird and wanted to shoot Theron in the face.
Wow.
Also 5.
If we had all had weapons, we would have done it sooner, but this time was different.
For Rayloff, it could be the truth, it could be complete bullshit. You have no idea. He does not have any kind of split personality. He is one person and one person alone. He is ruthless.
So what's that pocket watch all about?
Pocket watch.
Looks
So-
like there's a new edition.
What pocket watch?
Oh. Okay. I think it's a Tara again. I'm like,
Yeah, well, you should be able to speak to me and I'll be able to reply back to him.
So is Archibald Duke and Duke is Archibald?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh. So I won't really know about the pocket watch because I really want the pocket watch.
Yeah, I can see that, but if that's new, then you might have been onto something from the start.
Yeah, I know.
Or it could be just a normal pocket watch.
Or it could have engravings with somebody else who was close to him. Or it could have a picture in as well as a clock. Just saying, I really want the pocket watch.
Maybe so, maybe so.
So there is this chain that just hangs out from Duke at one point. Theron over here, very interested in it, but he refused to remove it.
Is it a copper and golden chain clipped to a waistcoat?
What? And I just go, can you see us from where you are?
Yes.
And then I just either minor illusion or prestidigitate, whichever one it is.
Minor illusion.
Yeah, as you use the incantation, and you have a small rotating golden and copper chain that you've seen before, leading to something you're not too sure of. That bastard takes everything of mine. That is not his.
Is it yours?
It was a gift from Clarabelle. For me, not him.
Were you two lovers?
We were in love.
What, you and Archibald?
Me and Clarabelle.
Oh, I don't judge.
He told me that he loved her more. She was going to be his wife, his lover, and his possession.
Were you three just one big family, or did you not just join their family? In my head, they were brother and sister.
They were brother and sister.
Oh,
He
There.
this is
would
getting
go.
awfully weird.
He would go nowhere without her. I would try to see her, and she would sneak off to find me. And always in the shadows, he was there.
But you see,
What was he doing in the shadows? He
Watching.
wasn't fornicating, was he?
You need somebody else to do that.
you see, if Mogwai were to go anywhere, as his older sister, I would want to care about my whereabouts of where he is. I can only think Duke was thinking the same.
There is caring and there is obsession. He told me, as we were trying to make our escape away from the temple, crumbling down upon us in the cave, me holding Clarabelle close to me. He took out his pepper box, and he said, "She is mine, not yours." And he shot her in the back of the head and left her to die. Left me holding her as the cave came down around us. I barely made it out, trying to drag her out with me.
I'm definitely
Would
in
you
that part.
Yeah,
Insight check.
I'll try as well. Why not?
It sounded more believable just by voice alone. Like that was really close to his heart.
Roll an insight check.
19.
19.
Better than I got. I got an 8.
I got a non-natural 20.
Nice.
Theron doesn't care whether it's the truth or not. It just likes the story
Rayloff,
because it's about the pocket watch.
Yeah.
Rayloff, you're kind of indifferent to it. You're on the fence. You're feeling like it's fiction, but also feeling like it's potentially true, but also maybe just a tall tale. And both Tara and Gerald, you both easily pick up. This is something that is kicking his heart, and the only thing driving him to still be doing what he's doing, and he is 100% all out honest and broken but determined in each word he says.
There isn't anything magical about that pocket watch, is there?
What is your fucking obsession with a locket?
I thought it was a pocket watch.
You were wrong. Does that make you feel better?
Eric?
Then I insight him to see if it was a pocket watch.
Roll an inside check to see if he's lying or not.
Eric.
Where
I
to
can
go?
tell that
It's a
you're-
locket. No.
If you're really...
5 plus 3.
He might just be leading you on. It's probably still a pocket watch. Or it might be a
in your
locket.
eyes.
Yeah, Deron said because
Yeah.
he can't know. He's
Mhm.
like, still pocket watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a dog.
And if it's a locket, he's gonna go mental.
Eric, we can help.
Yeah, to retrieve that pocket watch.
Enough about the locket. That was mine.
Pocket watch.
To help face with Archibald.
And what do you think any of you are going to do against that murderous, treacherous little worm?
Well, you
Well, we
see,
can help.
I'm also
Our
a
own
murderous,
revenge?
treacherous worm.
And then we can let Mogwai chew his face off, because he will.
Yeah,
Don't put him in a corner when he's hungry.
yeah.
Whilst you hide here, all you allow him to do is walk around telling the tale of how you went and shot Clarabelle in the back, claiming it was a misfire and that she just ran away and hid.
I did not shoot her.
It's all right. We can go kill him, and then if he was telling the truth, then we come back and kill you.
We also might know where he is. We found a map.
Tell
I'll
me.
just pull out a map. You can still fold it up, but
Unless you want to
This
come
is-
with us.
This is what we found
Revenge is
just
sweet.
before we were shot at.
Okay. I just want to say that map is
Terra's
in my
map.
possession. Yeah. I know this is the second time.
Well,
Hang on.
it's because
Here's
I'm
the
due to
map! Yeah.
ignore. It's because when I think of a map, I think, well, all of us probably have a map and would have
Yeah,
copied
yeah,
over,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
we
and,
wouldn't
yeah,
have
and
had a
you'll
chance
keep
to.
on doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll do it eventually. We'll do it eventually. All it is I passed you the map, you've put it down, and then I've been the one that's picked it back up and pocketed
Yeah.
that. But
Like,
not a problem.
it's just because I think we
Here's
all.
the map.
We'll just assume Tara
Yeah.
kind of like she just had it
Yeah, we
peeking out
have
of
a
her
map.
out of her backpack,
Yeah.
and you just kind of went.
Yeah, you can just have it as a story inconsistency. That always happens.
Yeah.
Even if two characters on opposite sides of the world.
Yeah. The first person to get another map is definitely going to be Raymond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Out of this pocket dimension.
You tell me, where is he?
What do you want to know? Where he is? How about you come with us? Show us how much revenge means to you. I
5 is
know it-
always better than 4. 5 is always better than 1, sorry.
I'm glad you can do arithmetic
Simple
in your
maths.
head.
I know. It's because we care about Brenton, but your relationship between each other, we can frankly just not care about as long as it doesn't bother Brenton.
And it seems to us that we seem to be doing more justice for Clarabelle than you ever will.
And are at this point. Why don't you prove how much you loved her?
Roll a
Strangely,
persuasion.
Theon's got a point.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Who,
Yeah.
me?
Anyone, everyone.
Freaking Gerald can.
Everyone.
yeah. Yes. Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's make it so the person who has high persuasion
Persuasion.
doesn't do
Yeah.
persuasion roll.
Let's do a 26 on it.
Yeah.
You poke.
Mine's 40. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
You poke.
What's this hidden? Plus
And
20.
you push me. Using my only love to goad me into coming with you.
Is it working? I know it would with me.
And it is with me.
Let's go. But watch your traps.
Where are we going?
Theon's got a stick. Theon's got a stick to poke anyway because he shot him
Where are we
and
going?
he shot me actually.
First things first. We should pick up that weapon. The rotary one.
Yeah.
I assume you would be able to put it to good use.
I could.
We have
Then-
nowhere to store it though. It's heavy.
We don't need to store it. We're going to lead Duke to us. He's following. He had a head start. He's been following us all this way.
What are we doing? The old bait and shoot?
He's probably even around right now, waiting to
Probably
see
just waiting with the well.
what we do, who we come out with. So if he sees us come out with Eric, he's probably going to follow us.
Interesting. Oh, Eric, is there actually any secret entrances or exits that we should know about? Come on, you don't. You clearly don't just work out the house.
Where?
Is this the family home?
I don't know which question to answer first.
Both of them, one at a time.
All it is that if there is a secret entrance or exit, he's gonna know it's a secret entrance or exit.
He does not know of all of them.
And that is the right answer. We'll go that way.
And this is Or was the family home?
Their family home?
My family home. Our
My
family home.
Okay, my apologies. So, Eric, so what say you?
I will go with you. As long as the result is Archibald dead at my feet.
That's
Well, that's
fine
what
with
we're
me.
going with. Plus, we can get you that pocket watch back for you.
It is a locket.
Does it not timekeep at all? I mean,
Which way do we need to go to get out of here safely?
You follow me. And you see the form of Erig. A small, very thin and thinly shouldered or narrow shouldered dwarf with a long grey braid hanging all the way down to the bottom of his back, with a large unkempt just wild beard, the mustache growing all the way down to his chin, the beard itself trailing down, puffing out in certain directions, or laying completely matted and flat against his chest. You
can I
see,
prestidigitate him into a better state?
you can, as you and you notice the beard that was just muddy and grey just shimmers slightly with a nice sort of brown and white and grey mix of just patches around. You see his almost opal eyes looking at all of you through his sun-weathered skin, and as the invisibility is pulled off almost like a cloak, and as he does,
Nicky's cloak. No, I'm joking.
you notice the figure just appear, just standing just next to that window that Gerald, you hurled through. And as the shaft of light barely coats across his chest, you all hear and you see part of his stomach just get pushed out as he drops down to the ground.
Well, he's here, folks.
God damn, told you.
We need to go. And you hear
Leave.
and you see two shafts of light as large pallets just
Down.
impale and shoot down through the wall. I want actually just free movement. You see Eric drop to the ground, clutching his stomach, and just blood beginning to pool out and just drain through it, like through the gaps in his fingers.
Go.
We must get out of here. Left of the fireplace. Go.
Yeah, I'll look down, like crouching down, going towards Eric, and I'll try to help him up, and I'll say, hurry, and use cure wounds on him.
Okay. Use cure wounds.
And as that's happening, I'm just constantly prestidigitating spots by the window.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just for.
All
right. Rayloff.
Oh, he gets 10 HP back.
10. Nice. Rayloff.
Yeah.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Question: does being in the house have any cover?
From
No,
Not with that weapon.
through the wall, but
from Archibald?
from yes, no.
From the pocket watchmaster.
Pocket watch owner or Zeta.
Lock it.
Whatever's a lock it.
Lock it. Alright. Sorry, Rayloff.
Sorry, Rayloff, that's 3 critical strikes. 120 damage. What?
Oh wait, sorry, that was base. Plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the modifiers.
Plus instant death.
Rayloff. You take 9 points of piercing damage
Well,
Okay.
I was going to say
as
9
you
from
as
T.
you as you feel one pellet it just skim past your abdomen, and you continue to hear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Would Gerald be close to me?
He's going to the fireplace, so if you're near that.
Well, if I go past him, I'll just sort of pick him up.
Yeah, Gerald is like partly almost to the fireplace as you get hit and you run over it and you kind of just pick him up as you go and like jumping down towards the left of the fireplace where you just see wooden floorboard. You see nothing else. Theron.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to try to,
16 to
while
hit.
stuff's happening,
Mhm.
and once I've helped him up, I'm going to, as quick as I can, run to the picture of the 3 of them, take it off the frame, and then run to the left side of the fireplace.
Okay.
Oh,
And I'll risk taking a shot or 2.
Okay.
a quick one, DM.
Yeah.
Did I get all my health back since
Yes.
whenever
Yeah.
it was?
Yeah.
From a million years ago.
Yeah. A million years ago, you did actually have a long rest, at least once.
At
So
least one.
16. That's 10 points of piercing damage to you.
To who?
To you, Theron.
Oh. I use shield.
Does that block a 16?
I forgot what
Because
it
plus
does.
5.
It's better one.
Plus 5 on
I've
TAC.
even- 5. Yes, it's 11, ain't it? So 16, yeah.
So it meets your armor class.
Oh, balls.
Just hits.
So it just hits. Good call, though.
Oh.
Tara.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
I could have done the maths then and not wasted a spell.
It's okay, but you live and learn.
Right, at least you know now.
Tara, 2
Yes.
shots to you as you run up to get
Yeah,
the
run
painting,
through.
and
and
as you're
take
running
that.
back.
Yeah. I would put it in the bag of holding the what's it?
Oh, how much damage? Sorry.
You
10.
took 10
Did you say?
points of piercing damage. Yeah, Tara, that is 22 to hit
It does hit
for the
this.
first. You take 14 points of piercing damage
Okay.
on the first run up as you go and grab the picture, and as you pull it back down and sprint back, you continuously hear
Yeah.
natural 20.
It sadly does hit. Yeah.
At least, hopefully, I roll low on the damage.
Yeah. For let's hope so.
I didn't.
I didn't. God's sake.
So that is 18 doubled to 36
It's
plus 2.
Oof.
38 points of piercing damage.
You
On
got
that.
any reactions?
No.
On that
I
shot,
got spells.
as you
Go on.
get hit
Yeah.
and pushed
Yeah.
almost to the ground as you are
A
scrambling.
minute.
Yeah.
Oh no, he used shield. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was going to try a react and see if I could jump in front.
No, not
Because
that
you need a
quick.
part healer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's worth
No,
trying.
no.
Eric-
I did that to me.
Eric-
You did that to me.
Eric scrambles.
Bodyguard style, I wanted to.
Exactly,
Eric
yes.
scrambles. Move right out of the way. Move. As he just like crawls through Rayloff and Gerald as you're kind of hunkered down to the left of the fireplace, and you just see his fingers just grab down and like pushing through, like almost intentionally like softer or molded parts of the floorboards, and he just tears off these like seemingly just rotten and maybe even fake and imitation floorboards as they just come away like fabric. And he just crawls himself, and you see him just drop down with a small
follow
little
him.
thud.
Yeah. will follow.
Yeah, follow.
I'm going to use 2 uses of my Balm of the Summer Court though to give myself.
Okay, so
Some
who's
Just-
attempting
just-
to get in the hole with him?
Oh, can Rayloff still
will-
carry me and go in?
No.
And I will
I'll probably
state
just
I
throw
am,
Gerald in.
I am moving exactly how he moved across the floor.
Okay. I'll say as you follow that.
Oh, for God's sake, mate.
I just rolled a natural 1.
That's
Sorry.
wrong with me.
Are you shield?
You hear you hear in the distance on that last shot. And you just hear the voice of Eric. Quickly, get down here.
This is our chance.
He won't be able to shoot again. Come.
Yeah, I'll just go in. Just throw Gerald
Okay,
in.
so you launch Gerald in. Gerald, I want you to make a dexterity saving throw as Rayloff just full on Mario Cooper Shell just launches you forward and towards the hole facing downwards.
That's a natural fuck, which totals at 5.
Okay. Rayloff, you launch him down, and you watch Gerald kind of like try and meander himself and try and like position himself mid-air through this like 6-foot throw. And
Whoops.
you just notice his head just crack into the side of the edge of the hole. Gerald, you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage
Right.
as your head just fuck, and you fall down the hole. It's only a 3 or 4 foot drop, so no damage.
Christ, Archibald. Archibald's the one meant to be shooting us.
I'm just gonna drop down as you're saying that.
All right, and the last 2, Theron and Terra. Are you both of you running for it?
Yeah, I might have a quick look through the window to see where he is.
Yeah, I'll let Terra go first. Get an extra shot at me.
Okay, so Theron, you're hanging around for a second, and Terra, after you hear that, hearing that sound, you take a peek outside the window. Well, through the window, sorry. Okay.
How far away is where he is? Kind of.
Right. Roll a perception check with disadvantage for me, as it is a quick glance in the haze of
And I was
getting
like,
shot
Terra,
twice.
come on.
12,
Best be a 20.
16.
16. You see, just barely on the stack of that huge colossal rock cylinder formation, you see a glint of light.
Yeah.
Just shimmering.
Nope.
As
I'll just
as you say nope, and you see that glint, and you just hurl yourself away.
Yeah.
You hear in the very faint distance, and you begin to see shafts of light and pellets just begin to barrage the entire wall. So I want both of you to roll dexterity saving throws for me as you are hurling into the hole. And all of you in the hole, as you've made it through this small, very slight little dirt tunnel just a few feet ahead, you hear that distant and you begin to hear, you just hear Eric, fuck!
17.
15 plus 2.
15. Okay, so 17.
Yeah, it's 17.
Both 17?
It was 17. Yeah, it was 15.
Yeah, I
plus
rolled
2.
a 16 plus 1.
Okay. Alright. Let me just...
No.
Okay. Both of you get hit by 2 shots.
Yeah.
Two pallets out of the hundreds that he's throwing. So
I'll take that.
So for Terra,
Yeah.
in total you take 18 points of piercing damage.
Okay. As I jump to go, no, I fall to the ground.
As Terra, you leap. Theron, you hear the and you see the smattering of pallets begin to break glass, break wood, and just smash through the wall in front of you as you are hurling. And you see Terra as she leaps forward. You just see her arms just drop, and her body just slam face down, just inches away from the hole, as you yourself get hit by 2 shots, equaling 15 points of piercing damage yourself.
Do we have to? Can I just
Yeah.
outright? Oh,
Yes.
time thingy.
Oh,
I've got time
time
thingy.
shifts.
Chronal reversal,
Chronal
that
shifts.
thing. Or chronal shift, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's the one.
Chrono,
What?
Chrono shift to give the enemy, make the enemy reroll, or you can reroll.
I don't think I can do it that far. No, it's only be 60 feet. I just wondering, can I do it at the point Terra got hit, or no?
No.
So
Unless the spell says that you can give an ally a chance to reroll, then I'll allow it.
as a reaction after you or a creature you can see within 30 foot of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
force
which we did.
you can force a creature to reroll.
Okay. Yeah. Terra, I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me again.
But it'd only be like one of them, wouldn't it? Is it
I
two
don't know.
shot? Oh. Okay.
18. It did increase the number.
Eight.
16 plus 2.
18 was exactly what you needed.
Oh,
As Theron, as you see Terra's body go limp and just barely slam on the ground, you and you see her body just and it just glitches back, and Terra, in this moment, you see nothing before, and you almost like you just dreamt before you hurl yourself through the air, and you just see going past you 2 pallets, and you slam down on the ground. Still, you take away the 18 points, and you give that back to yourself as health. And you see Theron kind of like with just gentle geometric and clockwork images just barely there, invisible, and recede from his hands. You see Theron himself just bleeding from his stomach.
Oh yeah, because I took the shots anyway.
Yeah. But you you land. No?
Yeah, how much damage was it?
You took 15. 15 points, yeah. But Theron, you see Terra in your eyes once again make the same leap, surviving onto her knees and her belly, and begins to crawl. And Terra, you look back, and Theron, are you joining, or are you standing around?
Yeah, I love standing round.
Just like a target dummy. You hurl yourself with Terra, and both of you begin to slink down.
No, stand around. No,
yeah. I wouldn't give that. It's a path.
I like my chances.
Come on! I've got one more chronal shift.
As both of you begin to snake in, Terra, you feel Theron kind of just eagerly just push and get you further down. And as all of you find yourselves into this dark, dirt, very tight and narrow tunnel, shimmying on your bellies further and further. And as the space opens up, you find hard stone and wood beneath your feet. You see this cavern is open and fairly vast. You have a quick look around as Eric just crawls out and just drops to the wooden boards covering the floor. I didn't know he got it to work.
Well, you certainly do now.
And you just take a quick glance around your surroundings, and you see almost a small bunker. You see a small bed. You see shelves stocked with metal parts, metal ingots. You see a small forge off to the corner. You find a wall with hooks hanging off of it with racks of different randomly constructed firearms in different states of building. You find chests that are overflowing with bandages and food and coin. And just in this moment, you hear all of that gunfire dissipate and go to silence.
He's probably going to move his position, guys.
We don't have long.
We are stay stand here, but we should move.
I
Yes.
totally agree. Is there any serious injuries that we need to attend to now?
Yes. Very much so. But anyway, come to me. I'll try to move a bit closer.
I don't
Go on.
like you like that, but okay.
I'm gonna. Actually, we need your help. And I'm gonna use Aura Vitality. I'm gonna use it for obviously the whole 1 minute duration. I'm gonna put a one-on-one person, one on another until I would like to say till the fall. They regain 2d6 hit die per shot of.
Nice. Are you rolling the 2d6?
I will.
Okay.
So we'll go with.
I need both sixes.
If
Well, yeah,
if,
well,
if, if you want to, just roll 2d6 and then that'll go to everyone if you prefer that.
Okay.
1 and 1.
So good
He
job
is
that the
PM.
first one was a 6.
Hey.
You can say
Two
Max.
sixes.
Fuck
I'll go
me.
Max
No.
roll.
Take a picture.
I'll take that 12. mate.
Well, I've already rolled
Yeah.
the first dice, but I can take this photo of the second one.
Well, in that,
yeah.
as you
Yeah.
you call for Taratai's aid and you just bless everyone,
Yeah.
as everyone, you feel life begin to fill you up again in this moment of crisis, and as you just take a quick breath in this hidden bunker below Eric's family home after a vicious attack from Archibald, or whoever it may be. That is where we're going to take a quick break and come back in just a few minutes to continue from there. So, everyone watching, go to the bathroom, go get snackies, whatever you want to do, and we'll be back in just a little while. Hello and welcome back. As we come back into the game, the party has just survived an ambush after finding Eric, and after a very intense conversation before the ambush arrived from most possibly Duke. You all scuttled down after taking a few hits, Theron just barely saving Tara's life in the process, and you headed down a secret tunnel that led into this makeshift hidden bunker that Eric had made and possibly lived in for a while. And all of you land down within this small but fairly sizable bunker. It's cozy, but it is stocked like mad. All of you land through, and Tara gifts all of you more life, and you see Eric's large wounds just heal up and the scar just vanish to plain skin. What was that?
That was something from me to you. Or us to you.
And he just holds out his hand. And he just clasps, like Beastmaster clasp.
Yeah. I'll take it as a eye to eye contact.
Thank you for saving my life.
Thank you for saving ours. I'll kind of shake, like proper.
Yeah, and he just weirdly,
Yeah.
what you didn't expect was just the like almost like furiosity or the ferociousness in his grip, in his strength, as it just grips, and you do feel like your arm kind of partly going numb for a second as you shake before he lets go.
Yeah.
We should be safe from him for a short while.
That's good. He seemed like he was on top of the step. It's too far, to be honest. I only saw a glimpse of this. This is good.
Then we have a little time.
Yeah.
I imagine it would take him a third of a day to get here from where he was, if he was where you said he was.
Yeah.
On the foot.
We'll be taking this less for now. At least we're over prepared.
Where do we go from here then?
My question exactly. Kenku, you said you would draw him to us.
We can draw him there. He's going to head first to here. He'll want to inspect to see if he got anybody. But then, we need somewhere that is not out in the open. Somewhere similar to the temple, really. Long corridors, easy to see coming and goings.
We need somewhere
His
where we can
advantage is
close the
range.
distance.
Like
Or
the-
somewhere where we can close the distance.
Would it help if we had a lot of people in that one location?
More people in whatever location means more prey for him to hunt. We know what we're fighting, they do not.
Staying in a room like this also is no use. He'll just throw gas in it.
Does he know where this is?
No. But I assume that an open tunnel is an indication of where we have gone.
So can we close the tunnel? Is there a way out of this tunnel? Other than where we came from?
There is one exit out of here. I can close the tunnel for now. But if there's anything you need to do inside Brenton, that is a short run or walk from my home, you do it quickly now. I will wait here, and once we are done and ready to go elsewhere, I will close the tunnel. Because once I close it,
We should go to Sierra.
the only exit is going to be half a day away from here.
So there's only one entrance and one exit. They're neither the same.
They
But
are
we would have to
separate.
go back through the house to go to Brent.
Yes. Only because the one exit that I have
Is out of Brent.
will lead us half a day away from the Brenton borders. That could give us time to circle around. Speaking of a place that is unused, we have lines of sight but can close distance as well. The Old Town Library.
I'm perfectly fine with that plan. It's just that we can't alert Lawkeeper Berlin.
You either don't alert him and chaos comes, or you let him know what is happening, so he knows that the chaos is controlled.
How long does it take to move this weapon that he used?
Depends how strong the holder is.
How long does it take to put it back to optimal use? It's just that we can wait some time here, then go out the house because he won't have.
You can wait some
this-
time, but I have no idea. I have never built it.
But didn't you make plans?
I designed it.
Off just your idea. If it were built, how long do you think it would take?
How long is a piece of string?
Or how about Theron? Can you make
Yeah.
other people invisible?
Yeah.
Then whoever goes out is made invisible.
How
Clearly
long
he
does that
didn't see you
last?
before.
About an hour, I think.
I
Sorry,
can
guys.
always-
I've played it a while.
No, it's
No,
fine.
it's
it's fine.
okay, it's alright, jump back in.
I can always turn into an animal. Another snake, maybe?
So we have invisibility and animals. We can at least escape without
I,
him
I
noticing.
I can actually cast Venom Steed, and I can like literally cover 10 miles in like whatever time.
You will not
That's
cover
fine.
any miles
don't
when you
need
are
to.
shot in the head.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know I was riding it if I was invisible.
Yeah, but wouldn't they see the steed
Yeah, it'd just be a steed.
that's come out of the building that they just shot down?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll turn myself into a snake and I'll try to lure Bolin.
You-
I think that's probably going to be the best bet.
You all hear, very faintly, in the distance, or
Is
just
that to signal party time?
No.
Please don't tell me they are bells of war.
Probably just prepare the gods. I'll maybe so then.
the town is in high alert now. They heard the blast. They have probably seen what wreckage is above us. Whatever you plan to do and who you plan to tell, do it quickly. We don't have too much time.
Well, how
Oh.
about this then? Tara,
Oh,
you go
Yeah.
from Berlin.
oh, by the way, I could always. How long does it actually take? Because that is dependent. I was thinking about Skywrite.
You could, but Duke would also be able to see it.
Yeah, but if I could place in the sky where roughly he was for the guards, because they're going to investigate it anyway, at least they've got an area to start off with.
That is true. But a massive arrow.
Yeah, pretty much.
In
With-
which
with
case-
the- with the-
He
with
is
his
here.
what's his second name? Eric.
Valentine.
Right,
Eric's the one next to us.
right, I'm going to go outside and use Skyrite. It takes about 10 minutes and one action.
Before you
Okay.
do, make Kraloth invisible. He can go back and get the weapon.
Okay. Ding. So that's my last two
Spell slots.
level 2 spell slots.
Okay. As you
I will. Well, let's see. A
and
snake.
yeah, Rayloff just vanish, and
Oh,
Terra forms.
before. Oh, go on. No, continue.
Terra, you morph into the snake as the scales just cover your body, and you shrink and shrink and become to get narrow. You feel your bones just liquefy and just wrap around each other, and before long, you are this reptile. Theron.
Before I do Skyrite, how does the sky look? It's not perturbed weather at all, is it?
No, there's a few white clouds dotted around, but otherwise it's blue skies.
Sound.
If Theron casts a spell, does that bring invisibility on me?
If it's a concentration spell, yes.
Oh.
It's Skyrite concentration.
Well, if he's put invisibility onto Rayloth, does it mean that?
Oh, it's a ritual. I could always do the ritual first for 10 minutes and one action. Oh yeah, it's concentration. Fuck.
Make him invisible.
So
Okay, I'll just do the invisibility. Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn into a constructed snake, which people have seen before. So I'll go down, and I am going to literally dash as quickly as possible to Berlin, or his some assumed place of
Okay.
him being.
All right. So
I'll follow.
So it's going to be a solid 20 minutes. Getting from Eric's house all the way to the lower house.
That's fine. I will just as thinly as possible. Just
Yeah. You okay? So you put your nose down and you feel your tongue just flicker out before you, and you just begin hurling yourself. Rayloff, you keep your eye on the snake as it just and just all over the place to get out the tunnel and then out the house. And you do just and you are in a full sprint as you are going and going and going and going. While those two leave, is there anything that Theron or Gerald wish to do in their absence?
Right now, I don't suppose you have any plans of the library?
Who, me?
I mean, if you do, I'd happily take them. I'll go in now.
There is an upper balcony in the library. Opens up to the upper level. If I were to be able to construct the rotary, we could set it up on that balcony and have a full view of the entire ground floor. He could try and put himself behind bookcases and tables, but nothing is going to get in the way of that machine.
And then my next question is, surely there's some spare traps lying around, right? We should get to work.
What traps did you have in mind?
Anything to the doors, as many windows we can encounter, stairs,
Grapnel.
anything that he has to use to get to us.
We are going to need some time to set all of that up, let alone build the traps themselves.
They're not going to be ideal, they're just going to be everywhere. Kind of like your house. Not... Some of them are obvious, but eventually one might just get you. Or, if he's avoiding the traps, he's corralled into one spot, because he knows where the traps are, but he can't avoid them.
I like that idea.
Let us get to work then. And you see Eric go over to his shelves full of different metal scraps, and you've got sort of hand axes and small little cylinder canisters. There is long strips of like iron and steel rods. There's small just house bricks, and then some boulders. It's just eclectic. There's no form to it, but you can tell in his own way it is pristinely organized. But there's just a lot of different things. So
Is there any blueprints to these weapons?
down here, roll a perception check.
And an investigation check?
No, perception, because you're looking. Investigation is like getting on your hands and knees and rummaging through things.
Oh, I hate perception.
I know.
16.
16, pretty good. You notice there is a stack of parchments just on top of one of the crates, just off in the corner, and it is, from what you can see, there is plenty of little sketches and drawings, and also what looks like just equations.
Can I just start looking around as if I don't know what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
and then I'll have a look at those equations.
Sure.
Have a look at the papers. I won't steal anything.
All right. That's going to take you a few minutes, but as you look through, you notice Eric he looks over at you as you're kind of like trying to be like blasé about going over to his.
And I'll just be like,
Look at them, what you want.
can I personally discern anything from the equations?
Well, for the next few minutes, as you look over, roll an intelligence check for me.
That's what I wanted to do.
I know. And so,
Ooh,
tell me the total.
11 plus
9.
4. 15.
Okay.
Ah.
Good. So good roll. So over the, I'd say the next 10, 15 minutes.
I wanted a 20 so I could be like,
I know.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm brainy.
So I'll say for the next 10, 15 minutes, you're going to be looking over and just focusing on the equations and the sketches and everything and seeing if you can discern anything. Gerald, for you...
I'm going to ask Eric, unless were you going to say anything important?
I always say everything important. I'm the DM. Everything is important. For the traps... Shut up, dickhead. For the traps...
Oh,
basically, because there's so much materials, or so many materials, I want, if there's any specific traps in mind that you would like to make, then just...
It's what I was going to talk about actually relates to this.
Okay. All right.
This one. Right. So how do I make a small but powerful explosion? Something that we can stick nails and other stuff in.
Well, that is very easy. You get something like this as he puts down a pot, goes
then he
into...
puts the stuff in.
he goes into
I'm
just
figuring this one out.
he goes into
Not
this...
the equations.
He goes into the small keg and just grabs like a bunch of like metal filings and sharp bits of offcuts of steel and just throws them in, grabbing into another keg of just this black finite powder, and then lining more and more in before closing the pot and just sealing it with this like sort of thin strip of what looks like honey or wax, something you haven't seen before. But he seals it and just places a small wick through one of the edges.
While this is going on, can I prestidigitate all these like equations and like sort of try to beautiful mind it while they're going through this?
I'll say every now and then you do kind of like, as you're slowly discerning them, you kind of just to see it like in the sort of corporeal form before it. And yeah, I'll give you a mini beautiful mind. But you keep doing that for the next 10-15 minutes. But Gerald, Eric finishes showing like the very basic sort of like cluster bomb.
Yeah.
You light this thing and you run.
No need for running. I'll be far away.
Even better.
Now, and I'm gonna get cracking onto making as many of those as I can whilst people are coming back.
Okay. Roll a intelligence check for me, just to see how quickly you can follow instructions and how competent you are.
11.
11. Okay. I'll say joining Theron, probably for the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, both like as Theron is going over equations, and all the parchment like schematics and doodles that he finds, you are creating more and more cluster bombs. And I will say, just using like old vases and different like crockery to house.
Yeah, I am focusing on just making quite a few, as many as I could, even if they're a bit ill-fitting.
Yeah. I'll say for your 11, I'll give you a number of cluster bombs at the end of when you and Theron finish up. But as you two are doing that, and Eric, you notice, is going straight to his workshop desk in there, which is completely covered in haphazard metal, and you just see him and just clear it clean as metal and wood just all onto the ground around him. I am ready to build. As you just see him just going over and grabbing some tools and setting them quickly and rushed, but very precise in where he lays them on this big work table. While all of you continue on with those things, Tara and Rayloff,
Yeah.
both of you sprint, and slither, and you make your way. As you both hurl yourself through Brenton, you notice the guards have closed the main gates. There's so many more guards rushing around in groups of 3, attaching to other groups, and then going on, and you notice them searching through homes. You hear a couple doors being kicked in, a few screams of women and children before guards begin to wander out of those homes and hovels. And you just notice it is high alert. There is searches going on. Guards are in the plenty. But you find your way through to the law house, being either not seen or unsuspected and not cared about. Being a snake and someone who's invisible, you make it to the doors of the law house, and you see not 2 guards but 4 guards in front.
I'll wait until one of the door opens, and hopefully, if it's been like a minute or 2, if no guards comes past, I'm gonna untake my form back into our draft and like rush in, even though it's like a step away from the door. I'll open it wide enough and hold it open and wide enough for Rayloff to jump in as well.
You see, I'll say after a few moments of waiting, and Rayloff, you're kind of just staring at the snake form of terror for what feels like an eternity as these guards are unmoving, before one of the doors just and opens slightly as another guard comes through, as Tyra just slithers in. What are you doing, Rayloff? As the door is just open just enough you could slip in before it...
Yeah, I'll slip in with.
Okay. Roll a dexterity check for me, please. And Tara, you do the same with advantage.
Yeah.
I'll let go of concentration. No, I'm joking.
It was a 10. It was not the best.
21 with my snake.
Okay, so Tara, you just... and you are in, and you find Lawkeeper Bolin sitting on his throne. Sorry, not sitting, you see him pacing back and forth across the room. And Rayloff, you dart in and you slip in, and just as the door closes, you trip over your own feet and... What was that? Guards! In here now! And the doors... And you see all 5 guards now. And you see all of them aim the spears just fanned out around the room.
Would you have changed at that point, Tara?
Stay vigilant.
Go like next to, so when I do come back, I'm going to be like to be able to shoulder onto Loki Bowling. But I'll start with.
As you do,
Wait,
as you form out, and you put your hand on his shoulder, and he's just going to crack you.
I'll try to.
I'll try to.
Yeah.
I'll say because it was a surprise. I'll say disadvantage on from him.
Okay. Let me just.
Alright.
Oh, he's going over me AC anyway.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
That is a 12 to hit.
It does not hit. I won't successfully dodge.
As he and you just dodge.
That was like a really kind of. It's me. It's me. It's me.
And you see the guards just stop. It's fine. Leave us. Are you sure, Lord? I tell you what to do. Now leave! As all the guards just kind of just stand there for a second before they all shuffle out quickly and close the doors.
I'm sorry, it was a surprise.
What is happening?
It's Duke. It's Duke. He's using his weapon.
Your friend?
We thought he was. He's not. He's a killer.
What of Eric? What did he do? We heard the blasts up on the hill.
We were there. He shot at the. He shot at us. He told us enough to know that it's definitely Duke.
Where did he shoot you from?
And I'll point in the general direction of where he would have been from where I saw him from the
Close or
house.
far?
Quite a distance, I would say.
So we're hunting him down then?
We are. We're trying to set up a position so we can come from the flank.
Where is your flank?
All I know is under Brenton, further out, and I think I heard a library.
The library is to the far south of Brenton.
I have no idea. That's all I heard.
What?
I might be wrong.
What are we doing and what are you doing?
I just wanted to give you the heads up. See you where he was. Just so you men know it's none of their houses.
We're gonna deal with him. I just want
Who's
you to get
that?
up. It's me, Loki, but
I hear your voice, I do not see you.
I can't really cancel this. It's not something that was put on me.
Fine. What do you plan to do? And is this someone we can arrest?
Arrest, kill, whatever needs to be done. It needs to stop.
I'm asking both of you. If I send my men for this creature, are they going to die like the other 20 that I sent out for your aid?
If it was me, I would keep your men in Brenton and defend them at all costs. We will try to fight them. If needs be, we'll get our friend to write something in the sky, so look out.
What I will do then, I will send my guards to look after the citizens. 1 or 2 for each home and family. They will not be out on the streets. You see
That's a good call.
anyone lurking within the streets of Brenton after the next hour, you kill them. Do you hear me?
Yes.
I will notify my guards, and word will get out. I will clear some of the families away from the library.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
We're going back. I think we're going towards the library and lure him there.
Very well.
Hopefully, nowhere near any civilians. Hopefully.
I will keep my eyes to the sky. Anything changes, have your ally write it and send a signal.
We will.
What are you waiting for?
There we go.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. Yeah, he acknowledges it. But as you rush off, he follows you to the door and just opens the doors. Notify the rest of the guards. 2 guards per family. Get them away from the library now. Everyone stays inside. As you see the 5 guards just begin to fan out.
Yeah.
So, where are you guys heading?
We're heading, I would assume, back. How far away is Sierra Sundries?
Sierra's is about 10-15 minutes. Walk, if you're sprinting, about 8.
Probably
12
wouldn't be
minutes or
able
so.
to bring it back though, would we? Because they'll be getting everyone to stay indoors, so we probably wouldn't be able to go and pick stuff up. So just head back. I'd say just head
Well,
back then.
from what Bolin just said, after the next hour.
Okay.
We're
So-
running to Sierra Sundries.
Okay.
Okay, alright. You
It's plain
you
road
keep
space.
sprinting, Rayloff, you are still invisible.
Yeah.
And Tara, you go back to the snake.
I'm going to, now that they actually know that I'm there, and we're nowhere near that, it was just to get out of the house.
Okay, yeah,
And
no
then
problem.
not see
Yeah,
a
so
person come
yeah,
out.
so both of you just
So-
sprint and sprint and sprint,
Yeah.
and
Keep my head down,
yeah,
kind of thing.
and about 7 or 8 minutes or so, and you are at Sierra Sundries, and the door is closed.
I'm gonna boot it open.
As you boot it open, you look into the store and you catch Sierra in that chair device, just sitting there, like almost like asleep, very pale, very gaunt. But you notice, like on the other arm of the chair, he's got a small plate and he's got a small loaf of bread that he's just nibbling on. But as you boot the door open, you just see, oh, what the fuck is doing? And what'd you do that for? You booted my door down. Do you need some blood? I was just draining.
I don't. Gerald might. I might take some.
Well, take as much as you want. I'm feeling pretty faint right now.
Oh,
But
fantastic.
you're going to need to pay for that door.
I will do in a minute. You've got to be safe, or just, have you got somewhere that you can hide?
Aye, right here.
Like, just in case it gets blown up.
And why, by the gods, would it get blown up?
Because the building that we were just in got blown up, and the people have been on high alert.
I heard the bells. So what you doing,
And
just
you-
sprinting into my place?
I'm confused.
Aye,
Everyone's on
so am
high
I.
alert, and you're taking blood and eating bread.
Well, I remember Gerald told me that I need to have some kind of snack while I'm training, and I thought, well, my place is safe, or I thought it was, before someone booted my fucking door down.
But technically, it's not your door.
It is my door. Listen, I don't care about the gold. It was my door before it was your door.
Yeah, but we purchased everything from it, so technically.
You're just damaging your own door, and you're making
Exactly.
the only shop owner that you have in danger. Because I was
That is
perfectly
true.
safe when the door was closed. Look, I was draining. I was having my bread. Now you've made me unsafe.
Please be safe. Can we have that box? with DAB on it.
It's upstairs, just under my bed.
Fantastic. Could we get it?
While you boot the door down, you own the place, boss. So go up. Help yourself. Take some of my clothes while you're there.
I'm going to start running upstairs.
And as you run up, all you hear Sierra say, I hope the clothes don't fit. And you just... you look under his bed, and it's just little, like, trinkets and baubles. And you find one small, like, the really, like, gorgeous looking case. And just next to it you see the bigger, larger crate with the rope handles for the weapon.
Okay.
What's the smaller crate?
We don't know.
But-
I will
okay.
keep like a wanting guy next to it, but I will only take the big crate.
Yeah,
and
and
I
you-
will like...
And you pick it up. And you get back down to Sierra and the invisible Rayloff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Who's here now?
I'm still. I would still be outside.
That's fine, I'll go next to the non-door door. Well, we've got it!
I'll just grab it.
As you take the weight, you just now see a floating crate. Oh, well, what the fuck is going on now?
Very dangerous and not safe things.
And what am I supposed to do? Well, you just boot my door down and make me unsafe. I can't even drain in peace anymore. Have you heard those fucking bells going off?
Yes, I don't know why we kicked the door down. But
Well, I aimed for just open the door. I didn't accept the lock
Wow.
to be on.
it's very open now.
It is
Very
extremely
Yes.
open.
But anyway, we need to go now.
Yes. Well, you start making a run for it because you're going to be slower than me. I'll try to fix this door. I'm going to use mending on the door to.
You
What's it?
begin to cast mending, and it does begin to like slowly just
Chunk by chunk. Yeah.
just seal up where the chips into the wood are and around the lock
Yeah.
and the latch,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just and you are able to mend it over, I'd say, about 5 minutes.
And yeah, that's fine. I'll
And-
look at Sierra. I'll shut the door, lock it, unlock it, close the door outside.
As you close, you just hear Sierra shout through, "Have you ever thought about being a handyman instead of a businessman?"
No.
Thanks, boss.
Around, and I will sprint and run to
Okay.
help me off. Or the floating box.
Yeah. So you just see a box just going and going and going.
Yeah.
Rayloff, make
Sorry, guys.
make an athletics check for me, please.
You
I'll
got
say
it,
with
boss.
with disadvantage, with the weight of the box.
Why? God's sake.
So
I don't
first
even
one-
need to roll disadvantage. 8.
8. As you
200 I rolled a critical 1.
as you and you kind of just trip slightly and just catch the box in the sand covered cobblestone. Fuck. And you pick it up again. Roll an athletics check with disadvantage again for me. As at this point, Tara has caught up. As you dropped, and you've had to like re-pick it up and just associate yourself with lifting it and running with it.
11.
Better.
Not
You
much better.
you begin to move at your full pace, but with the box weight, and you kind of just feeling a little off is half your speed. So Tara, you're able to keep up easily. It's gonna take both of you about 40 minutes. About I'd say 30 minutes from now to make it back. If
I'm gonna
Rayloff
take
continues at this speed.
So, I'm going to take some of the weight,
Yeah.
and we're going to try 2 man in it.
Okay.
To,
So either both of you, actually, yeah. So Rayloff or Tara, decide on who. Roll an athletics check,
Rayloff.
flat.
17.
yeah, nice.
Alright, so after I'd say about 5 minutes or so of you kind of like seeing the box like slow down and like being a bit more sluggish, you decide to just grab one of the ends as Rayloff carries the other, and very quickly you both and begin to just hurl yourselves up the hill.
Yeah.
As you're climbing and running up the hill, and a burst of sand just in front of you.
Gonna keep running.
Yeah.
There's one aim, and that is back to where we were.
You hear another just as you're getting up to the precipice and the plateau of the hill. Natural 20 terror.
Every shot is a beacon for Bowen's men, so I'm happy. They know where to look. Right inside.
That is
48 damage.
that's another 18 on the dice. 36, 38 points of piercing damage.
Well, I wasn't far off.
Third of the health though.
You
Going from max.
you are running and running, and just as on a 17, just as you're making it barely to the house, Rayloff with disadvantage. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Jose.
Asking is like, it does the 21 hit?
It does a 45 hit. You take
No.
you take 10 points of piercing damage
I like
Yep,
those.
basically what I took.
as both of you sustain, as you see Tara, part of her abdomen just explodes and is like almost torn out of her side and staggers slightly, slowing you slightly down just as you're about to make it up to the house. And with that sluggishness, Rayloff, you feel just underneath your armpit, just on your lat, you just feel a bullet just graze and just churn inside your skin before it out into the sand in front of you. But both of you and just hurl yourselves into the home, back down that tunnel. Now, as all of that is going on, and just before you get to the tunnel, Gerald, you have made, on your own, 12 cluster bombs.
Oh,
And
okay. That's quite a nice amount.
and Theron, you figure out that these equations are different ways that a projectile can be sent flying at specific speeds, or if said projectile could be sent at a greater distance, or multiple projectiles in a very short space of time. You notice through these schematics and drawings that they are for very clockwork and black powder heavily infused weapons that are designed to send projectiles at an incredible speed. I would say, with how long you've been looking these over, if you were given the parts to do it, you could actually possibly have a go at crafting and making your own single shot revolver. But if you had the parts, but right now you do have the mental
But with
fortitude.
this technology,
Yeah.
yeah.
You have the mental fortitude now and the ability. So you can put this in your notes. You have the mental capacity to build a single shot revolver, or to craft one if you have the time and the parts.
As things fall down, therefore.
And just as all of you continue your work, but still count down the seconds before your allies come back, you see both very visible and wounded Rayloff and Tara just just shuffle. Just you hear two large thuds in the tunnel before you hear very sluggish but clawing determination to get out of the tunnel. And both Terra and Rayloff, with the box, with the large crate, just snake through and shuffle onto the ground. You are back.
Yeah.
Stop dawdling around. Get that crate onto my bench.
Yeah, I'll just lift it myself and just move it.
Yeah, as Tara, you're just like still clutching your stomach,
Yeah.
and Rayloff just takes the load and just grabs it up and just slam it down. And you just, in this moment, Rayloff, and anyone else who's paying attention to Eric, you see his eyes light up, and he just opens the crate lid.
What is it?
It is a weapon of absolute chaos. Archibald is
A
going.
very expensive weapon.
Archibald is going to die. And he begins to take parts out and lay them on his workshop bench and just move bits of straw. And you see almost... Theron?
Can I just watch him intently as he's building this?
Yeah, I would say... Yeah, roll a intelligence check. Just as he is building, because you have the mental capacity to understand a simple firearm weapon. But now you know exactly kind of what you're looking at, just on a larger scale. So yes, I'll give you the opportunity to watch him very intently.
14 plus 4, 18.
Sorry, 18, okay. So you continue watching him. He takes, at least as he's laying everything out and putting everything in order, that alone takes him about 10 minutes or so. So you are like glued to his side and watching him. And you notice as he takes like bits of straw out of the crate, almost instinctively he kind of like just unfurls some of the straw in his hand, holding his hand underneath, and you just see a couple cogs just drop into his hand before he places them down, throws the straw away, and keeps doing it, as well as pulling bigger parts out, almost innately knowing how it's packed and where everything is. But Theron, you are just glued to watching. What are the rest of you doing?
We told.
Are you hiding your injuries, by the way, Tara, at this rate?
I'm gonna be like, but that's pretty much it. Well, the moment Rayloff picks the rest of the weight up to move it onto the bench, I'm probably just gonna be like, and probably like crouch down or sit back down.
And is Duke still out there, I'm guessing, then?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's,
But I don't think he moved.
well, he'll have to move eventually. But
Actually,
for the
The
meantime,
moment-
you guys should focus on dodging bullets more than anything else. I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word. I'll give one to Rayloff, and then the rest I'll give to Tara.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'll stop rolling
Well,
noses.
the
The
You.
Lord Master knows what's going on. We told him about the library, and he said that he's going to send a guard to each of the houses to protect the
who goes?
2 guards to each of the houses to make sure all the citizens are kept safe. So no one should be out. So
Yeah.
we should be able to get to the library and set up whatever a defense.
If
Okay.
we needed to go over, but if there's a route underground, at least there's a chance of us not being shot.
Right, that is 13 points of healing to you, Rayloff, and it is 36 points of healing to
Fucking A.
Gold Tara.
Thank you, my God. Oh, that's on me max. Oh, thank you very much.
Eric turns to all of you just after he's finished setting everything out, and you just see him just launch the crate to the side, just in a rush panic, but also you see kind of a slight grin and a little glint in his eyes as he like looks across the full workbench full of just glistening steel and iron.
You also see me look at him like that, like just slightly pushing my glasses up, and then you'll see a glint on my glasses, just like.
The animes.
Yeah. As as
Like, like anime bad guy style, where
yeah,
where
where
he's
it's like the
always,
glass in it.
yeah.
You you see Eric turn just after he's like looked at all of the parts. I think I can build this.
I think I can too. One day.
So what is the plan? Are we going across Brenton now the streets are safe?
He said
Bucket
within
watch.
the hour, there would be the
There
guards
should
set
be
up.
there should be no one on the streets, and if anyone were to be there, we can kill them.
Matter, didn't you just get shot?
Well, we did, but by Duke by a vast distance away. He's saying if anyone's close, we can kill them. I think we should just go underneath. Then we know we won't be shot, and he won't know that we're there. And then we have to try to lure him in. Is that what Gerald you were saying about? Have you got an idea?
Well, you remember my giant thumbs up?
Yeah,
Gonna be similar to that.
nice.
It's giving away our position.
Try and get him to come to us.
I think we should go underneath. Eric, will this weapon be able to be moved underground?
Slowly. But we will be able to move it. I have enough parts here I can make a track of some sort. Or a small handheld cart to with it.
Well, the lawkeeper was saying at the south of Brenton there's the library. Is that the one you're on about?
Yes. But my exit will take us further northeast. My exit wraps around and goes under all of Brenton.
Because he said that it's the south of Brenton that library.
Then if we came out of my exit to the northeast, we would have to travel south and around to the far back of Brenton to access the library again through the porters.
It's all right. I can always try and skyride. Oh, but then our location, because if he's coming to us anyway.
If we need help, we also told Bolin that you would write.
Because I could always skyride. We're over here, Archibald.
We could.
Think that would either buy us some time, or...
Or he might think we're being too obvious and not even go there. But then again, he shoots us from a distance, so we won't care.
I'm assuming there's no other safe way out of the house other than that tunnel.
Been there.
Here is my thinking then. If we are going to go out the normal way we came in, what's best to lure him than to actually see the rats scuttle across the floor?
That's true.
We might risk getting attacked again. But even if we are attacked, we can hold up inside the library. He will come hunting. He will not stay away forever.
Plus, it's closer.
In that
So at
time,
least you have a little bit more time to.
in that time we can set up.
I'm happy with this.
Just know, if he does decide to rain chaos upon us, we might not make it across Brenton to the library in time, or alive.
In which case, protect me. Let me know when you're all hit. I will heal you.
I can also help with healing.
So that is the plan.
Yes, we'll move
I may
as one
use all
big
my
group.
resources, but at least we get there alive.
It's true.
If we all get there alive, he will expect us to leave very soon.
Yeah.
He might be watching us for a while. We can rest and get prepared.
Good.
Is there anything else you need to know or say? Because I'm going to go to work in a moment.
Okay. Is it actually a locket, or could there be a possibility that it's actually a pocket watch?
There is no possibility of it being a watch. It is a locket with a picture of Claire in. She gave to me on our anniversary. Does that sate your curiosity, wizard?
I was just hoping that it was a pocket watch, I'll be honest with you.
How
In the
about
temple.
this then? Give
Are
me
we
one.
having a bet?
No.
Oh.
You help me find that Leonin scum dead. I will make you a one.
I like your proposition. I accept. Let's do this. And if I get a killing blow,
You will not.
do something. Okay.
Goliath.
In the temple, Duke's horse was left there. Was that you?
That was not me, whatever you are talking about.
Do you know of anyone else who might be trying to get back to Duke at all?
He has enemies around, but none of them would try and face him knowing that he is connected to the shepherd.
The shepherd? Who is the shepherd?
A very well-connected employer of his. Controls mercenary groups all across Graldim and even further across the Tideless Gulf. Just being
So he's
associated.
So he's like a underground mafia boss kind of situation.
He is in charge of mercenary groups and mercenaries themselves to send them on high priority hunts.
Like a guild, or not so much a guild.
More than not so much part.
I gathered. That sounds like my kind of line of work.
Oh, count yourselves lucky today, guys. We're all high priority now,
It's true.
and for the rest of our lives.
I do have a quick question, completely off subject. Do you know who Mildollar Pike is? Mildollar Pike?
What is this Midala Pike?
He's a person we encountered, and he has used magic on us before. It was as if you'd seen him. He might be trying to screw up Duke, or
What does he look like?
assist him.
He's a Kapala.
A Kopara.
A Kapara.
Green feathers.
Yeah, and those
Yeah.
weird little drawings on his neck.
I saw the very same. 4 days ago. Bordering around the small ports to the south of Brenton.
Where the pirates are allegedly going to show up as well.
Speckle.
Probably doing dealings with offshore captains. If I was you, I would be suspicious of all of them. Especially that Mito. Pompous,
especially them.
arrogant.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thank you for that. Anyway, you focus on your weapon of mass destruction, and
Well, thank
we'll
you
figure
for the
out everything
direction.
else. It's perfectly fine. You're welcome. I am the leader.
As he turns around, he just mutters to himself, "I would not know where to begin if you had not told me." And he just goes digging straight
You're
through
welcome.
and building this weapon.
And I again keep on looking at him
Okay.
building it very
All right.
intently.
For this next phase, I want you to roll an intelligence check with advantage.
Ooh. Well, that was a what?
We got.
Well, that was a 1.
Is there any food in that area that he says that I could feed Mogwai? Because I know I'm slow to run out of food that he
There's, you notice in one of the crates, and partly open, you see large kegs of still and seawater,
Okay.
or fresh water, and then you see stacks and stacks of rations, just dried goods, meats, salted or preserved in large barrels. It's like a buffet den down here.
Eric, are we good taking some of this?
I do not care. Just shut up and let me work.
I see there's a little coin here as well. Am I alright taking a little bit of that?
And he doesn't respond as you
Okay,
hear
that's
clanks of metal.
I'll take some rations for myself, and then I'll get some good chunks of meat, and I'll go down to Mogwai. Mogwai, oh, look at this! Yeah! That's a massive chunk.
And you just see him just like snap slightly up, and like his beak only just nibbling a part of this huge chunk as it's like filling up his entire face, as he just drops it down in front of him. And just begins just tearing it apart, and it's messy. There's like little blood vessels still inside there. They just a slight little of blood just pop out.
If there's another one, I'll get another one, get some cloth or something and wrap it round to dry it. Get some like beef jerky bits. And then I'm gonna stand near the coin area and just have a quick look on how much I can how much.
Roll a perception check.
I rolled a 15 plus 4.
15 plus 4, so 19.
18.
Okay. Right, 18. So, Theron. You watch to see through the time. I'd say it takes about an hour of Eric just going nuts. You get a vague understanding of how these parts fit together. The only thing that eludes you is just as you're watching him place cogs inside the machine and inside this weapon, as his hands are fluttering around and you see him just adding more parts while he is assembling the internal cogs, you just get lost and blurred against which cogs attached to what and where in which order, and it just becomes really foggy. You are at this moment, or after the hour, until he is almost fully finished, you technically would have the ability to create again with the parts and the time, and there'll still be difficulty to it, to craft a long-range rifle, a bolt-action long-range rifle, and a very simple and almost haphazard blunderbuss. Is there...
I'm just thinking about a money-making scheme, I'll be honest. Just imagine how many pocket watches I could buy then.
You'll have them in all of your pockets. Gerald and Rayloff, while Tara is grabbing food and having a little nosy around the coin, while Theron is intently watching Eric just work like a madman, is there anything you guys are doing?
I'm going to round off at first, like the what's it called? The cluster bombs I've got. I'd like to make up to 20, so like another 8 more. But then at the end, I have a violin thing I wish to do, essentially.
All right. I will say for each cluster bomb, and you can note this down, and I'll make sure to say it while we're still live. Each cluster bomb explodes with a 10-foot radius of explosion, and if they don't succeed on a DC 15 deck save, they take 4d6 fire damage, and on a success they take half of that damage.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Rayloff, is there anything you are doing while all this is going on?
Probably take some of the rations and just try and make a meal for people, and also take some rations to keep as well.
Okay, no problem. Tara,
Yes.
on your quick glance, just through the multiple chests of jewels, loot, and coin, easily at a guess as you are looking around, and in the oddest places you are finding more chests overflowing. Easily more than 10, 100, 1,000 platinum.
I'm just gonna be like gleamy eyes.
This is going to make this so much better with what Gerald is doing, because from quite in the corner after he's finished all these little cluster bombs, he's going to have the violin going. And Gerald's going to be Kara Mata Kara, as he's holding multiple cluster bombs in his hands now. And yes. He's going to start singing the Duel of Fates.
Okay.
Absolute nutter.
In a short while, as Gerald is showing off his collection of explosive destruction, Rayloff is getting some rations just after following suit from Tara. Yet Tara, you are eyeing all of that coin while getting your own gear ready. And Theron, you come to an end of finally watching Eric complete the AB Rotary Mark II with a large I am ready. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back next week to follow the crazy journey and see if this mission pays off and if you can get one over on Duke himself. That was awesome.
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it. I feel it.
When we do end up in battle with him, just have the Kanku just start playing Duel of Fates.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright, it's going to be awesome.
why did you not help during the battle? I was entertained.
I was the OST, bitch.
Yeah, no way.
Alright then, well, we just want to say to everyone, it's been fucking awesome. Thank you very much for sticking around. And with all that done, it was a lot of fun. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time.